Hi everyone, thanks for tuning in. Today I gonna talk about the 2024 US economy overview. This is not gonna be a very long video. Um, and this is actually a new format that I gonna um, keep doing it for a while because it's more convenient for me. So I hope you guys can enjoy it. So before the year of 2024, the Ace of Pentacles actually means the new beginning of creating prosperity. So before this year, there was a situation where the US economy um, is trying to manifest the prosperity in a new way. But that particular way was the beginning stage. Um, it does not, or it did not promise um, something very long term. At least we have to wait and see how it goes. Currently, the situation is represented by Seven of Cups. Seven of Cups, it is about thinking, imagination, and also think about a lot of options. What are the priorities? And because there is so much going on right now, it's very difficult for the economy to have a very precise focus. Um, it feels like uh, the energy within the economy is kind of going to many directions and is sort of unpredictable for many people. So I bet that many people would feel kind of uncertain about the economy and what's going to happen afterwards. The Fool card on top of it means a totally new beginning. It's not like the Ace of Wands or Ace of Pentacles. It is a brand new beginning. Um, and I believe that it is related to something um, that is kind of unpredictable, um, and it's difficult for people, even the government, to get a grip on how things are unfolding currently. Um, the Three of Cups at the top of the spread, it means celebration, it means allies. At first, I would more lean towards thinking about the NAFTA, the North American Alliance. I do understand that after Trump became the president, he changed it to something else. He modified it, but I apologize that I don't have the name right now, but I know there is such an alliance that exists between Canada, the US, and Mexico. Um, so the Three of Cups doesn't necessarily mean it is about these three countries, but at least I think there is an emphasis of collaborating with the others, and there is a need to do so because in order to facilitate the export, the import, so the economy is quite relying on the interaction between the US and the other countries this year. And I believe that there are some new forms, uh, new forms of collaboration on an economical sense between the US and other countries. Um, the Queen of Cups at the bottom means um, it usually means being emotional. So it is also not very stable. Um, and I think that the emotions of the American people will contribute a lot of either good or bad to the economy this year. Um, so I think it is very important to make sure that um, what will be the driving force of the U.S. economy, especially for this year, and how these forces are related to the emotions of the people. Because usually when we are all driven by emotions, even though there are people who are logical, are very scientific, but we we are still being driven by our desires and emotions, and I believe that the economy in the U.S. is uh, I believe that it is kind of emotional this year, so I wouldn't say it is stable, um, because there are a lot of things that are happening that affect the emotions of the American people, and to cope with all the changes and emotions, um, I feel like there can be a dissipation of the focus of creating prosperity. I do see the effort in creating new forms of income and um, new ways of earning, manifesting the prosperity. But there are a lot of distractions this year, so something has to be sacrificed in some way. In the recent future position, it is about the Ace of Wands. Ace of Wands means removing the obstacles. Removing the obstacles um, to have a new beginning, which is a very good thing. It is very auspicious. Um, the Six of Swords means usually it means a period of recovery, but it can also mean some kind of economic forces are being driven to the east side of the country. Because it's over the water, I believe that it can be related to the EU, not necessarily the Asia, but the EU. Um, and also, I believe that things that are happening overseas uh, that will actually interact a lot with the US economy. So, and one thing I also have to mention is for the Six of Swords, you can see a person is carrying two other person um, on a ship, on a boat. So it can mean that one country is trying to support um, the weaker ones. So I do believe that the government spending towards the countries that need help will create some sort of interference or affect the U.S. Economy. I think it is quite certain, but because there are a lot of other factors that are supporting the government to do so. So they will still do it no matter what. The Two of Swords means making peace in a situation that is not very peaceful, and also making choices. Um, Usually, these choices they are made based on being wise about the situation. So I don't see it as a perfect solution for the economy, but um, the economy itself it will figure out a way to bring in the balance, even though the decision being made might not make everybody happy, but we will know that this compromise is necessary in order to gain the balance and the peace. The tower means disruption, and the tower is actually ruled by Uranus, and the full card is also ruled by Uranus. So I can definitely say that whatever predictions we are hearing from the media, we can expect changes that will arise um, as time goes by. And I would recommend that we should be very cautious about the trends that are being predicted because there are a lot of unpredictable events and elements in regards to the US economy and also the global circumstances that can actually impact the US economy. And last but not least, the hangman. The hangman means usually it means sacrifice, procrastination. So I do believe that there are a lot of things that are pushing the US economy to correct something and to do the overhaul in order to to transform itself. But because of the previous success and also you know the unpredictable events, the effort to start a brand new page is not easy. It's not easy. And there are delays because of various reasons. It's relatively hard to get a grip on what's gonna happen. So, but I believe that the government and the US economy is actually gonna correct itself in the long run because we actually saw that coming. We saw the correction coming for a pretty long time. So that's why from the outside world, they would just see the US economy as the two of swords energy. Just need to make a decision, need to be peaceful. But from the internal side, from the inside, uh, uh, people will feel like, wow, it's such a shock. Um, and the hangman, I can also imagine that probably can reflect a sort of decrease in the productivity or the economic performance somehow. So in general, I would say this year is kind of can be chaotic for the economy. Sometimes can be chaotic, and but it is a process of transformation and also um, to transcend from the previous economic model. So it is a process that takes time, patience, and there are trials or and errors. So even though a lot of people will feel fear about it, but it's very important to understand the fact that things are not going to be corrected as quick as we want because it is a process that takes time. So we all need to be patient and be cautious about it. Um, and I believe that the Fool card is actually because it's crossing the Seven of Cups. it can go both ways. The full card can mean a brand new beginning. So because of the old structures being destroyed, so there are a lot of possibilities that can come out right now this year, and because the old boundaries are being destroyed. So if the old status quo stayed forever, then there will be no progress whatsoever. So I see it as, um, even though unpredictable, but there are also tremendous possibilities, that are actually coming towards the surface. So not everything is pessimistic. So I hope everybody enjoyed this video, and if you want more information about this spread, please let me know, leave the comment below, and thank you for your time, and have a good day. Take care.